off their 2-point loss at West Virginia, looking for their first win away from home this season. The Knights had an 11-game win streak snapped in Stillwater. They're 1-1 in Big 12 play. Kip Kissinger, Brooks Wells, and Jeffrey Anderson are your officials, and in their road black uniforms, the Bearcats control the opening tip with Jizzle James, number 2 in black, controlling.
Well, you see on this first possession, they're trying to get Day Thomas the ball early. Good job of switching by the UCF Knights on those baseline screens.
Chom got booed the first time he touched the ball, 52 in black. Here's Baba Miller, 8th in the country in rebounds. Off the mark, Chom can't come away with the offensive rebound, and it's Knights basketball.
Even though that didn't go down, if you're Coach Wes Miller, when we were talking to him at shoot-around today, Baba Miller, his aggressiveness and how he plays really is the difference maker a lot of times for Cincinnati, whether they win or lose basketball games. Love the attack out of the post play there.
Here's Themis Folks, who you talked about, Miles, in the open, number 1 in white, 8th in major conference basketball in assists per game. Here's Riley Kugel out of the double team, turned it over. This is a good Cincinnati defense. Miller handles off the window.
Defense to offense right there. They get the turnover out of the post double team, and then you love to see Jizzle James handling the ball in transition there. Throws it up to where only Baba Miller can get it for the finish.
Here's John Bowl, former McDonald's All-America, 7 in white. Jordan Burks, the Georgetown transfer. 10 on the timer for the Knights. Folks lost the handle. Got it back, wrapped it up, and somehow found his big man, but he's blocked from behind. Nice look up ahead, Sincere Harris off the window.
What a great start for Cincinnati, their first couple possessions. Locked in on the defensive end. The ball pops loose, but then the recovery and the block, again, leads to the turnover for touchdown.
Shovel pass, Bowl finishes. Themis Folks with a dime, his first of the game. That one spiked out of bounds, and it'll be Cincinnati basketball.
Well, how about John Bowl playing both ends? He gets the nice drop off there from Folks in the finish, and then comes back on the other end with the beautiful block shot.
So Jizzle James, 2 in black, will trigger the inbounds to Harris. Here's Day Thomas, 16th in the country in three-point range, gets a 2-pointer to go, and it's 6-2 in the early going for the Bearcats. Here's Jermichael Stillwell, a transfer from Milwaukee, where he played last year with Themis Folks.
Cincinnati foul, 18, Baba Miller.
That foul's going to be on Baba Miller, his first.
Nice ball.
Here's Bowl working on Chom. Another UCF turnover. Here's James, the Orlando native, played at Olympia High School about 20 miles from here. The lob to Chom.
That's a beautiful play by Day Thomas. Turning the corner, getting into the paint, drops a beautiful lob to Chom as he rolls hard to the basket.
Now Kugel, patient, off the window, no good. Day Thomas clears for Cincinnati. 4 different Bearcats in the scoring column already.
I love the energy and the force that Cincinnati's playing with right now. Here's the defense, the active hands on the DHO there by Harris, and then the beautiful drive and dish and the throwdown by Chom.
Mustafa Chom came here to Orlando to play his freshman year. He reclassified, was an 18-year-old last year. He's younger than some sophomores on the team and some freshmen. Just 19 years young, Mustafa Chom. Was recruited by the likes of Kansas, Kentucky, Houston, but he chose Cincinnati because of their veteran backcourt. Jizzle James, one of them, but an air ball on that attempt. That's 3 UCF turnovers in the early going. Again, this is a stingy Cincinnati offense, or defense rather. Sham soundly booed every time he touches the ball. He gets an offensive rebound, but a foul on the floor.
Is close to turning the corner. They just have to be able to finish games at a better level.
Thomas, tough two, no good, and it's cleared by John Bowl. Here's Folks, out to Burks, corner three, got it. Jordan Burks was 0 for 11 in that loss in Stillwater, got his first shot of the game up and good today.
But a great play there by Folks. He set the tempo, pushed the pace, touched the paint, finds the wide open shooter in the corner.
2 dimes already for Folks and another bucket for Baba Miller. He's got 4. Burks blocked by Miller. And the foul on Burks after that. We take a time in just a couple of weeks, but a stellar start to his head coaching career. Both bled blue, just different shades of blue in their playing days.
Out of the timeout, UCF goes zone defense.
Here's Tyler McKinley making his first appearance, a big energy giver for Wes Miller's bunch. Celestine had 5 threes in that game against West Virginia, hits his first jump shot of the day, a 2-pointer.
Beautiful, pure jump shot there by Celestine. Good pull up off the side pick and roll.
And now David Cambridge on the floor, 35 in white. He's been a big energy giver for the Knights lately. Rebound, the long arms of the law, Baba Miller, and it's a jump ball. It's going to be possession arrow UCF.
You got that right. There's a lot of size in there, and Baba Miller, like, he's standing flat-footed. he's like standing flat-footed going up to get that basketball. That's tremendous.
That wingspan, alongside some tantalizing athletic skills, has the attention of a lot of NBA executives. Folks pulls the trigger in the paint.
Man, is he elite at touching the paint. He's like a compact guard. He's super physical. He has these big shoulders. And when he puts that gets down low and drives in there, puts those shoulders on him, really hard to stop.
Celestine from 3, too strong. And Folks leads the Knights break. There's Riley Kugel, 3 straight games with 15 points for number 2 in white. He tries his first 3, and he's been really cold from beyond the arc after a blazing hot start.
Yeah, Kugel is a very, very good shooter. Now, don't get that wrong. He's 38% on the year, but he's more than that. He's a guy. There you see the 3-point percentage in the first 7 games as compared to the last. But he can really score at all 3 levels. The mid-range jumper, he's 6'5". He gets to the rim. He finds a great balance in his game when he's scoring.
He led the Knights in that upset win over then 22nd ranked Kansas with 19 points, had 15 in their loss against Oklahoma State.
Now I love this from Johnny Dawkins, just the switching of defenses. For the ATO, he comes out in the zone to take away what Wes Miller was going to run. Now he comes back down in the man-to-man.
Now number 10 in black, Sean Abayev on the floor. He's a McDonald's All-American for Wes Miller. 3 on the timer. Thomas forces one up, no good, and the rebound to Fumena. Folks, 2 feet in the paint. What else is new? Corner 3. Chris Johnson pays it off.
Rich, you're hitting it on the head. When you touch the paint, it draws eyes to you. So defensively, 4 or 5 guys are looking at Folks in the paint. They lose vision in the corner, and he delivers that pass on time and on target.
Picked off by Johnson on the defensive end. That's the first Cincinnati Bearcats turnover in the first 7 minutes of this game. Folks, teardrop, missed it, but his former Milwaukee teammate, Jamichael Stillwell, picks it up and cleans it up. Timeout, Cincinnati.
Just 7 assists per game, but he's elite at touching the paint. There, look, 4 sets of eyes are on Themis Folks And then the relocation to the corner by Johnson, the on-time, on-target pass. Bemis Folks really, really good, touching the paint and then spraying that ball to the perimeter and finding the open men. You love to see that from your point guards.
Has 3 dimes already in the first stages of the first half of this game. And it's a 7-0 UCF run to knot it up at 12.
And now back to the zone, take away the ATO opportunity.
Ten on the timer. Jizzle James lost the handle out of bounds. It's going to be UCF basketball. The best start in 15 years, certainly the best start in the Johnny Dawkins era. They last made the NCAA tournament in 2019, but early projections right now have them in the field of 68. Stillwell, soft touch.
There you see some of the versatility of this Knights team. Jermichael Stillwell, he's technically, he's the 4-man. Okay, they run a 4-5 mid pick and roll right there, and he hits the nice jumper at the free throw line.
First lead of the game for the Knights. Top of the key, too strong on that 3 from Celestine. And Cambridge, Mr. Dirty Work, gets the rebound. Cambridge had a double-double, 11 points, 11 rebounds in that loss earlier in the week at Oklahoma State. Big-to-big passing, but we're going the other way, says Jeffrey Anderson.
Offensive foul on UCF.
After an early flurry by the Bearcats, Jermichael Stillwell mid pick and roll, no problem. Beautiful turnaround, great touch. Knights up 2. For 1, maybe he's the guy you have to get a touch in this case. Chom back in the game, maybe put him in a pick and roll here and see what you can get out of it.
Here's the freshman Abayev. Takes it himself and gets 2. Sean Abayev, a ton of potential. Bowl gives it up to Kugel. Give the assist to the big man.
Nice job by John Bowl. He's a guy that Coach Dawkins is super high on, says he's just continuing to learn the game. Didn't get a ton of playing time last year at Ole Miss. And the more experience that he gets, the better this young man's going to be down the line.
Abayev, short on that one. Here's Kugel leading the break for the Knights. Good shot fake by Johnson. Stillwell, corner, short, 1 and done for UCF. Harris drives, kicks, and a foul called. It'll be UCF basketball.
Well, here's just a great action, a little elbow action for John Bowl in the post, but the cut of Kugel, because he cuts so tight to Bowl, defender's not able to body up and get with him, and then Bowl at 7 feet able to look over the top of the defense and drop it off. You
mentioned it earlier, Miles. That is a prime example of what Riley Kugel can do offensively. He's not just a 3-point threat.
No, he's an all-around scorer, one of the best in the Big 12.
How about this for sharing the sugar? Both teams have 6 players in the scoring column already. A 2-point UCF lead coming up on 10 minutes to go in the first half. 5 on the shot clock. Kugel's got to go. Working on Thomas, and he gets it to go. A 3 for Riley Kugel. Chom for 3. I don't know if that was dialed up on the Cincinnati bingo card.
Well, that's a shot that Johnny Dawkins, they're going to live with. Chom's only made 4 threes on the year, 4 for 18.
Picked off by Miller. That's the 5th UCF turnover. But now we're going the other way.
Well, it's a late clock situation. It was actually a really good defensive possession by the Bearcats. But Kugel, I talked about earlier, at 6'5", he can create separation. He actually has great size and strength, puts the shoulder, creates the space, and knocks down the 3. You love to have that if you're Johnny Dawkins, a guy in the late clock. You can put the ball in his hands. Offense is broken down, and he's able to create on his own.
And right now, the big separator in this game, UCF 3 for 6 from three-point range. Cincinnati 0 for 6. Bowl tried another back door. And we have a jump ball. It'll be possession arrow to the Bearcats.
And if you're Bowl, you don't have to get tricky with it, okay? You hit that play one time, right? You hit the little back door. Folks tried to do a little bit of the same thing. He dances here at the top. Good job defensively by everybody on the Bearcats. Harris staying bodied up. Just let the action happen naturally.
That's 6 Knights turnovers already. We have 9.5 minutes to go in the first half. They only average about 11 a game. So credit this Bearcats defense, which has one of the best defenses in the country. First in the conference in terms of three-point defense, but they're 22nd in the nation in scoring defense.
I'd love to see Baba Miller be aggressive here.
He is. Working on Cambridge. Instead, he dumps it off to Thella, and look out.
Oh, man.
The big man went down, and it looks like he's going to be okay. A scary fall for the 7'2" John Bowl.
Well, the shot fake by Zella gets Bowl obviously up off his feet. And just an unlucky play. Looks like everybody's going to be okay in this, but those are such scary falls when you get your legs going above your head.
So that's Cincinnati turnover number 5. And UCF looking to extend a 5-point lead. And a block call on Sincere Harris.
Sincere Harris, his first 13th foul. Checking in for Cincinnati, number 32, Jalen Celeste.
So right now, if you're Cincinnati, you're struggling on the offensive end. You're known as a defensive team. That's kind of where you hang your hat. Game in and game out. Okay, try to force some turnovers. Be active in your gaps. Be active with your hands. Get some stops, and then you got to find some runouts on the offensive end. Find some easy offense rather than playing in the half court every time down the floor.
There's another UCF turnover. Active hands, just like you said, right on cue.
Yeah, just an unlucky break that they couldn't pick that ball up and have a chance to attack the rim.
Number 0, Jeremy Ferman checks in for UCF, replacing John Bowl.
Well, there's great active hands right there by Day-Day Thomas. Tillery tries to come up with that basketball. 2 guys there for the Bearcats and just can't corral it. But now you have to realize if you're Wes Miller and your staff, you're yelling there, it's a low clock situation, okay? You're already under 10.
A lot of helium under that pass with 3 on the clock. George Beal in the lineup for the first time, misses his first shot. Here's Thomas, a veteran, 3rd year with the Bearcats, and he gets fouled on the jump shot. Games, but he misses the first one. Thursday on ESPN2 in the app. This is the women's basketball matchup of the night. Number 2 Texas takes on number 3 South Carolina in Columbia. Our coverage tips at 7 Eastern. These two SEC teams met earlier, and the Longhorns beat the Gamecocks by 2. Well, now we've seen basketball's version of Haley's Comet. 2 straight missed free throws. And no, there are no broadcaster jinxes. Up and under for Devin Cambridge. 7 Knights in the scoring column.
Bearcats have to do a better job of containing the ball, keeping it out of the paint. That's the danger zone for any defense.
An offensive foul, we're going the other way. Freshman Keyshawn Tillery whistled for that one. It's now the largest lead of the night for UCF, 7, and they're in the midst of a 16-2 run. And now Wes Miller set to have 2 of his starters check back in, Jizzle James and Sincere Harris back on the floor. What's been the key to this run, Miles?
Well, the Knights defense has been excellent. They've made things a lot tougher for Cincinnati, but the biggest key is that they've taken care of the basketball. They have not turned the ball over, and it's been Themis Folks that settled the team down, and then now they're getting easy shots.
Here's Cambridge from the elbow. 7 on the timer for UCF. Beal off the side of the backboard. And Day Thomas like a shot out of a cannon, and he draws the foul on Folks. That'll take us to another media timeout. 7:37 to go. It's the Big 12. Of course, it's going to be physical. We're back after this. Looking to make it 2 in a row, and right now they have themselves a 7-point lead with 7.5 to go in the first. Here's Chom. The former Knight tosses up an air ball.
Now you wonder if you're Chom, if you're feeling some pressure or some type of way, like when you come back from a place that you called home for a year, the crowd is booing you, you're a young man, you know, like this can go not well for Chom. He hasn't been playing well so far this game, but you could have some nerves about that when the crowd is on you, and that's not something that you're used to.
We were talking to his assistant coach, Mamadou Mjai, a former NBA player in his own right, who was on Johnny Dawkins' staff for 4 years before him switching to Cincinnati, as we see Chom with his second bucket of the game. And he was saying a lot of people are talking about Mustafa Chom's NBA potential. He's got to learn how to play out of the double team and put some more weight on. What are your thoughts on Mustafa Chom and his future?
Well, the things I like about him, obviously his size, shot blocking ability, okay? You don't really have to worry about like him at the NBA level playing out of double teams. Like they're not going to throw it to him on the block in the NBA. Can he rim roll? He has showed that tonight, like getting out of pick and rolls quick and being an elite lob threat, and then being able to protect the rim. That's the valuable things that he can bring to an NBA team in the future.
He's averaging 10.5 and 6.7 rebounds a game. And now he's got back-to-back buckets.
So that's a subtle thing, but a big thing. A super smart play by the bigs right there. Miller drives middle. Chom relocates along the baseline, playing opposite of where the ball went, and then that freed himself up for the finish.
And Baba Miller went for the steal, got a little too handsy.
So watch
second
this.
Foul.
Miller drives the middle. Okay, instead of staying in one spot, Stillwell loses sight of him because Chom is playing behind the defense, playing opposite of where the ball went. Excellent play, good offense by the Bearcats.
A Big 12 veteran, Mustafa Chom, but still the tender age of 19. Sophomore out of Dakar, Senegal.
Senegal, a place I've actually been. One of the most beautiful places in the world that I got to go with Basketball Without Borders about 5 years ago with the NBA. Man, amazing, amazing place. Great people, tremendous food, like atmosphere, the vibes, like it was awesome.
They turn out a lot of good college basketball talent. One possession ball game, UCF up on their home floor. They're 9-1 in this gym so far this season. Shot clock winding down, and it's going to be Cincinnati basketball.
Yeah, and if you're the Bearcats, you'd love that. Half-court defense has been good. Some low clock situations they've gotten to, contested shots. That's how you grind it out and get back in this basketball game.
Bearcats trying to win their first time against a top 25 team in their last 7 tries and get their first win away from Fifth Third Arena in Cincinnati this season. And there's Jizzle James bringing them to within 1.
Timeout, UCF.
It's a 6-0 Cincinnati run.
Well, Jizzle James, just the mid pick and roll. You're in the drop coverage. I'm going to make you pay.
James Jr., but Jizzle is his basketball alter ego.
Yeah, and it was awesome. We got to talk to Jizzle James at shoot-around today. Said he's rooting for the Miami Hurricanes for the national championship. I asked him, did he play football growing up? He said he played all the way through 7th grade and then just more fell in love with basketball. And I said, how did you, oh my God, what a move. That was nice. But to finish the story, I asked James, I said, you know, did your dad feel all right with you quitting football? And he said, yeah, he was okay with me actually narrowing it down to one sport. But he said he was a quarterback and a safety. He said he could really throw that ball even as a 7th grader.
Thomas for 3. Second field goal of the game for Day Thomas. He has 5, and we're knotted up at 23. The first 3 of the game for the Bearcats.
Okay, one thing to note right now is a great move by Wes Miller. He's gone with a small ball lineup. More shooting on the floor can hurt you on the offensive glass. But now they're spreading this UCF Knight defense out a little bit more. All shooters on the floor, and then you got the center Chom. And now they're just going to like really spread ball screen, drive and kick action.
Here's Chom with another touch. Fumena guarding him one-on-one. Spins right. Not his shot.
It's not a good shot. And he's done that a couple times out of the post.
Kugo with the 2-hand slam.
That was impressive. Big time play by Kugel.
James spins and hits again. Back-to-back field goals made for Jizzle James.
With this smaller lineup, there's just more space on the floor for the guards to operate.
Stillwell showing some touch. He has an early 8 points.
But there's where it hurts you defensively. If you're switching 1 through 4 like Cincinnati is, the Knights found the mismatch and Stillwell makes them pay in the post.
Michael Stillwell leading all scorers with 8 points to go along with 3 rebounds. They wanted Chom to take it. He does, and he blows a kiss to the crowd after the make. That's Mustafa Chom's 5th 3-pointer this season.
He says, I feel a little bit comfortable in this arena. I've made a few of those in here.
Fumena.
That's a great cut by Fumena. From the top of the key, dives to the basket as the baseline help comes.
One of the strengths of this Johnny Dawkins UCF team is their bench play. They have 8 players in the scoring column already tonight. 2 minutes to go in the first half.
Baseline runner play hasn't worked for the Knights yet because hasn't worked for the Bearcats because they just switch it.
James off to the left on a guarded jump shot.
Let's see if they get the mismatch with Stillwell in the post. They got to find him. Stillwell calling for it.
Here he is, guarded by Thomas.
Double team is going to come.
The hammer pass gets picked off. That's 8 turnovers for UCF, and James in the open floor looking like a running back.
I love it. He's getting more and more comfortable each and every game.
Reinstated December 17th after being removed from the roster, but he was always with this Bearcats program. Stillwell, no. Fumena, the tip.
Bearcats went zone there. They find they open the soft spot in the high post, misses, but then the offensive rebound tip in. Both teams are a little bit gassed. It's been a long stretch without a break.
And Chom getting the rebound and the putback. He has a game-high 11. Mustafa Chom in his return to UCF's campus. Started 34 games for Johnny Dawkins a season ago. Look at that bounce pass. Folks to Stillwell. Great shot fake by Johnson. Too strong. And Stillwell whistled for the foul, his second.
Riley Kugel, impressive as they come right here in traffic over the top of Harris. Hangs on the rim, but Mustafa Chom with the answer on the other end. Knights up by 1. inserting himself into this basketball game. And here's where you see the talent and the versatility. The hard roll to the rim, the great touch playing in the dunker spot right there, the smart play of relocating along the baseline using his left hand, and now just breaking all the tools out of the bag as he knocks down the three, only his 5th on the season.
Second half guy, he got skunked against Houston, scored 13 in the second half. All of a sudden, he has come to life in the first 20 minutes against his former club. And now 18 seconds to go in the half, last shot time for the Bearcats. Trying to go to the locker room with a lead. Here's Jizzle James. The freshman Abayev, short on the 3. 2 seconds, 1. It's good if it goes. And Beal is off to the right. So the Knights have a 1-point lead going to the... Often gets overlooked, but they are 6th in the conference, 31st overall in the country in scoring. This was a clean game also, Miles. Only 2 free throws the entire first half. Knights in white control the opening possession of the second half, and Riley Kugel starts him off with an and one opportunity.
You and I covered UCF a couple months ago when they played Pitt in Daytona Beach, and we talked about Riley Kugel. At the time, he was the #1 3-point shooter in the country, but he's more than that, and we said this in the first half. This guy's a 3-level scorer. He's 6'5", can put the ball on the floor. He's athletic. He can get to the rim. He puts his shoulder on there, and there he just makes it simple. Easy 2-dribble, pull-up, jump shot, rises up above the defender, and draws the foul.
He's the first Knight in double digits. Kugel with 10, and the lead is back to 4. And it's 1 and done on Cincinnati's first offensive possession. Mentioning that Knights offense often goes overlooked, but they could shoot it from deep, and they love getting the ball down low as well. Here's Stillwell, who is a beneficiary of that low post.
But that's a good job by Miller there. Miller's got about 5 or 6 inches on Stillwell, and he just walled up right there and said, okay, go ahead, try to score over the top of me. That's smart defense, excellent defense by Miller on that possession.
I don't know if Jermichael Stillwell played defensive back when he was growing up in football, but he looked like one there. Almost picked off that pass. NFL playoffs haven't disappointed so far, have they, Parker?
They have not, and my Rams pull off the win. They had me nervous on the plane ride out here to Florida yesterday, but we always got 9 on our side, and when I say 9, Matthew Stafford, that's a bad boy right there.
And that one Bills fan in the student section is happy. The Bills completed a comeback win over the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're going to be playing some football here in a couple of seasons as their stadium in Jacksonville gets renovated. Here's Sincere Harris, 5 in black. Now the former Knight, Chom. He's got a baker's dozen. Mustafa Chom leading all scorers with 13. Stillwell, soft touch, rolls off the right. Chance to tie or take the lead for the Bearcats.
Well, Chom in the post right here. They find him. Okay, remember he's had some great second halves this year. They get him going early, 15 feet. But at 7'2", just shooting over the top of Fumena in the post.
Jizzle James will trigger the inbounds to Chom. He's booed every time he touches the ball. Day Thomas, stop and go. Out to Harris for 3. Air ball. And Brooks Wells says it's going to stay Cincinnati basketball. But Jermichael Stillwell wants them to take a look at this. And Johnny Dawkins is checking with the staff. Johnny Dawkins is going to challenge this call, Miles. So this is the first time we've had this in this game, but if you've been following college basketball, it's one of the new rules. Both coaches get a challenge, and if they win that challenge, they retain the challenge and don't lose a timeout. However, if Johnny Dawkins loses this challenge, he doesn't get to challenge another call, and he loses a timeout. We'll take a timeout with them As the officiating crew looks it over, UCF with a 2-point lead. Welcome back to Edition Financial Arena. Alongside Miles Simon, I'm Rich Hollenberg. When we went to break, it was a Johnny Dawkins challenge. Let's listen in and see if he actually won that challenge.
After review, the challenge is successful. UCF basketball, they will retain their challenge and their timeout.
So UCF has won the challenge. Johnny Dawkins will keep the challenge and not lose a timeout. And probably even better for Johnny, his team has the basketball now. So UCF ranked 25th in the country. It's their first time since 2019 that they are inside the AP top 25. This is a brand new roster for Johnny Dawkins. One of 7 teams in Division I basketball that brought no players back with any playing time from a year ago.
And Rich,
go ahead.
I was going to say, I think something to monitor here as they force another turnover. Great job. Oh, Day-Day Thomas. Day-Day Thomas is going to take off right there. Good follow by Jizzle James. But excellent job by Day-Day Thomas shooting the gap and getting the steal. But something to monitor for the Knights. John Bowl, their starting center, getting treated for a little elbow injury behind the bench right now. Went out early in this game. If we remember in the first half, he took that hard fall. Not sure when, at what point he hurt his elbow, but he did take that fall where he braced himself in the first half. He was not wearing an arm sleeve or an elbow sleeve at that point in the game in the first half. Came out in the second half wearing this sleeve, but he's out of the game within the first 2 minutes here for the Knights.
And you see him with the sleeve and most likely with some ice underneath that, sitting at the end of the Knights bench. So one of the key bigs for the Knights on the bench now.
Yeah, and especially with the size of this Bearcat front line with Miller and Chom, you know, Bohl's a guy that can match that on the inside.
UCF attacking the paint. They had no free throws in the first half. They already had 3 in the second half, all 3 made by Riley Kugel. Chom sets the screen on Burks. Now it's Miller working on Stillwell. Good matchup here. Miller lost it, but Chom got it back. Turns, fires, can't hit. Weak side rebound to Kugel.
If you're Baba Miller, okay, if you're going against Stillwell, you have to use your speed to your advantage.
Riley Kugel, another 2 off the window.
Great job by Kugel, just touching the paint, getting all the way to the rim. But Baba Miller, your advantage against Stillwell is your size and quickness. You can't try to like play bully ball against Stillwell. Is just like, you know, going against a fire hydrant down there.
Here's Thomas inside to the big man Chom. Working on Fumena, 10 on the timer. Now Jizzle James with the mismatch. And that one was partially blocked. Good Knights defense that time. Folks, Fumena. Another dime for Themis Folks, his 7th today.
Folks is so underrated. Oh man, I love him as a point guard.
A 30-second timeout called for the Cincinnati Bearcats.
And as Themis Folks rejecting the screen, finds Fumena. UCF on a run.
UCF has opened their lead to 6 with 16:25 in come. Welcome back to Orlando. 25th ranked UCF with a 6-point lead, counting down to 16 minutes to go in regulation. Here's James with the up and under, and he follows his own miss with a make.
How athletic was that? From 17 feet, he shoots the ball, and then he's up by the rim to get his own offensive rebound, and with the quick second jump, man.
Folks to Fumena, off his hands, it'll stay UCF basketball.
James must have some athletes in the second half. They're going to need more from Baba Miller. He has the potential to impact the game in so many ways. There you see the block shot on the perimeter. He's running the floor. He can finish around the basket. But there's a stark difference in wins and losses that are completely almost indicated by Baba Miller how he plays. His points dropped down by half. Okay, 16 to 8 rebounds per game. He leads the nation in defensive rebounding per game, okay, at 8. Tonight he only has 3. He just goes through some stretches where he just kind of disappears. He falls into these lulls of not being aggressive at times. But in the last 16 minutes of this game, the Bearcats are going to need this young man to play very well.
He's on the floor right now guarding Jermichael Stillwell. Here's Jordan Burks giving it up to Stillwell. Now Burks barely played in the first half with foul trouble. Missed his first shot of the second half. And just to put a capper on that, Miles, Baba Miller with the ball and getting fouled is one of only 13 players in Division I basketball coming in averaging 12 or more points and 10 or more rebounds a game. The only other player in the Big 12 to do that is JT Toppin, the Player of the Year last year.
Well, he has so much talent and potential. It's just a matter for Baba Miller of like playing consistent, okay, having great energy every time he steps on the floor, okay, and being super aggressive at all times.
Here he is putting it on the deck. Nice feed, and McKinley pays it off.
That's perfect, okay? And it started on the defensive end. He went and got a defensive rebound, got the ball in the trail position, attacked, drew a foul, got the ball on the ensuing possession at the top of the key, drives to the paint, puts his shoulder down low, draws the defender. Those are the things that he can do, and that's why maybe it's a little bit frustrating if you're a Cincinnati Bearcat fan or his teammate, like, man, you show these flashes, but we need this all the time.
He had 21 rebounds against Lipscomb earlier this year.
That's not easy to do. That's just not 21 rebounds falling into your hands. You have to, like, actively go get rebounds.
That Day Thomas baseline jumper ties the game up for the 5th time tonight. Last Cincinnati lead was 12-10 in the first half. We expected a close one here in Orlando. We got one. Folks a tough 2. Just his 2nd bucket of the game, but he's impacted the game nonetheless. Celestine off the mark in that transition 3. Folks can't do it himself. Another rebound for Baba. Behind his back. Baba takes it himself.
That's what I'm talking about, Rich. Baba Miller impacting the game on both ends, coast to coast.
Baba Bearcat with a coast-to-coast highlight. And now he comes away with it again, leading the break.
Give it back
Thomas,
to him.
back to Miller. It's the Baba Miller Show.
What an incredible couple minutes for Baba Miller. Okay, the fast break, he gets the rebound, shows the handle, has his head up. Okay, goes behind the back as they go for the steal, the coast-to-coast finish. You love to see that. He gives it up, knowing, trusting his teammate Day Thomas to give it back to him, and then the above-the-rim finish through contact. Rich, here's the thing about Baba Miller, okay? And if you're Wes Miller and your staff, show him this like 2-minute flurry, like all the time on repeat. Baba, here's the potential. You're showing, you can't tease us and just only show flashes of it. We need this type of level of consistency, of effort and energy.
Riley Kugel for 3. He leads all scorers with 17, his 2nd triple of the night. Tied again at 47.
I'm trying to find Baba Miller again because he's in an aggressive state of mind.
Five on the shot clock. Pocket pass. Ja missed it. Miller got it back. Celestine for 3.
One of the best times to get a 3-point shot is off an offensive rebound. They find Celestine one of the best shooters on this Bearcat team.
Just the 3rd 3 of the night for the Bearcats. Fumena. He's got 8. Here's Miller again. James around and out on the 3 ball. Somehow Celestine got it back. And it's going to be Knights basketball.
But who was in the mix right there? Baba Miller. Here's Kugel's 3, the step back. Gets Baba Miller on his heels there and knocks it down. And then Miller, just the activity on the offensive glass, trying to keep that basketball alive for the Bearcats.
What a stretch it's been for 18 in black, Baba Miller. 10 on the timer for the Knights. Fumena. Yes, back-to-back buckets from the big man. The 6'11 redshirt junior from Quebec has 10. Bearcats down 1. James out of control and out of bounds. Well, it's been some tough luck losses for the Cincinnati Bearcats. Wes Miller says they need to learn how to finish. Can they answer that question tonight in Orlando? Miller, 9 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks, and 2 steals in totality tonight. Here's Kugel. Game-high score goes out of bounds. He wanted a foul. Now it's going to be Cincinnati basketball with a chance to regain the lead.
And the play was just too slow developing, but it was good defense there on the ball by Cincinnati. But Kugel, just too much dribbling, and then nothing was coming of it.
Bearcats already with 17 points off turnovers. If they get more here, it'll give them a lead. Here's the freshman Tillery. Sincere Harris, they're letting him shoot that. They're begging him to shoot that. Miller, guarded by Cambridge, and he does a good job walling up. Kugel, aggressive. Cambridge, off the mark. Another rebound for Baba. Now Baba Miller on double-double alert.
Let's get Baba Miller the ball on the perimeter, where he can put the ball on the floor, use his skill set to try to get to the paint and make something happen.
Inside Chom, at close range and off the window. An and one opportunity for Mustafa Chom.
Really good pass and catch on some high-low action there. Chom being big in the paint, he gets Kugel on his back. Kugel's got to stand his ground a little bit better on the defensive end, show some physicality, try to push Chom out. He gambles. Good gather by Chom, good finish through the contact.
Mustafa Chom, in his second season of college basketball, put on 20 pounds in the offseason going into his freshman year at UCF. Another 20 pounds of muscle as he got ready for his first season in Cincinnati. He has 16 to lead the Bearcats right now. 2 off his season and career high.
So now when you're Johnny Dawkins and the momentum has changed around, who do you go back to? The engine, the captain, Themis Folks, back in this basketball game, seeing he can settle down and get the Knights back on track.
Especially with Riley Kugel going to the bench for a quick breather. 2-point Cincinnati Bearcats lead. Bodies flying. Folks surveying. And an offensive foul called on Devin Cambridge.
35, Devin Cambridge. His 15 foul.
Well, the offense was stalled out a little bit. I don't know how that's a foul on Devin Cambridge. Can we see that again? I mean, Cambridge, the Bearcat player is wrapping Cambridge around his waist.
It's almost like Devin Cambridge was trying to box out a defender. Instead, he's whistled for his 4th foul. Now halfway gone by in the second half. Cincinnati had a lead late in Morgantown and ended up losing by 2 to West Virginia. Looking for their first win away from home this year. 3 on the timer. Harris off the mark. Here's Burks working on Baba.
Good defense by Baba. Moved his feet, showed his hands, played without fouling. And Celestine did the opposite. As soon as he hit.
Jalen Celestine, his first 14th foul.
We mentioned that they have not won a game outside of Cincinnati this season. 0-2 on the road, 0-3 on neutral floors. They lost a heartbreaker in Morgantown earlier this week. Lost to Houston in their Big 12 opener at home.
And that West Virginia game, I know you were there in Morgantown, Rich. I mean, Honor Huff hits a big shot where he gets fouled. I think he missed the free throw, but Trayson Eaglestaff hits a tough turnaround three from like 27 feet away as the clock was winding down.
Stillwell, the turnaround from the elbow. He's in double digits.
Stillwell's a good player. Him and Folks transferred over here together from Milwaukee. Stillwell was the newcomer of the year in the Horizon last year.
We are tied at 53. Eighth tie of the ball game. Harris, Miller, got it. Baba Miller's second half, scintillating.
And great job by Harris of just eating up the space. And what I mean by that is that if they're going to guard him softly, he just goes and touches the paint on a go and catch, and a good dive by Miller.
Burks stepped into that three and went off the backboard.
Burks just happy to see it go in. He has struggled tonight. Third leading scorer on this Knights team, just throws his arms up in desperation.
Here's Chom. Yes, sir! A revelation of a game for Mustafa Chom. Matches his career high with 18. And Baba Miller is going to be whistled for the foul. That's going to be his third.
Well, Mustafa Chom just stepping into the mid-range jump shot. Soft touch there.
Cincinnati foul, 18, Baba Miller, his third, 15.
Well, I asked Mustafa Chom earlier today if he got into any kind of text wars with his former teammates, but he only has two guys who were on the UCF team with him last year. They're both end-of-the-bench type players. But he said, yeah, they let me hear about it coming back here.
Shooting two.
So now Jordan Burks goes to the line to shoot two. In and out for Burks. Thursday on ESPN2 and the app. This is the women's college basketball matchup of the night. Number 2, Texas. Number 3, South Carolina and Columbia. Our coverage tips at 7 Eastern. Don Staley's Gamecocks, winners today by 21 over the Georgia Lady Bulldogs. So Burks goes 1 for 2. We are tied again for the 9th time tonight at 57. Jizzle James, an unforced error. And we will take a timeout. It's the under 8, 25th ranked UCF in a rock fight on a Sunday night.
Past 9 years ago, so when I see that video, it's kind of emotional for me. But Bob Huggins, I've covered the Big 12 before I went back into coaching, and every time I saw Bob Huggins up in Morgantown and covered, oh, great soft touch there by Johnson on the corner three. But Bob Huggins brings up that game each and every time he sees me. Great answer by Sincere Harris with the drive and the finish over the Knights defense. But Bob Huggins gives me stuff about that game each and every time.
Expletives deleted from Huggy Bear.
Exactly.
Here's a lob. A great look from Folks to Google.
All right, Rich, we got some action here in the last 8 minutes.
No doubt, partner. A 3-point UCF lead. We have had 6 lead changes and 9 ties. Cincinnati desperate for their first win in Big 12 play after dropping their first 2. A win tonight, and it'll be just the 2nd win ever as a top 25 team for UCF. Harris, no. James, yes. He's got a dozen.
I love Jizzle James right there. He's had a good game tonight, but he's been super active and aggressive, not giving up on the play, continuing to follow Harris to the rim, and he gets the putback. Jizzle's
got a dozen. This game has been played inside of a tight window all evening. And now with 9 on the timer, Day Thomas is going to be whistled for another foul.
16 foul.
Well, Themis Folks, he's got the vision, one of the best point guards in the country. He sees the lob open and delivers it on time, on target to his backcourt mate, Kugel. And then Jizzle James with the follow on the other end, doesn't give up on the play after Cincinnati Harris's miss.
You talk about impacting winning. First year with the program, and Johnny Dawkins names Themis Folks one of his 3 captains. He has 10 assists tonight.
I'm telling you, he's super underrated nationally. The things that this guy is doing, leading this brand new Knights team.
And another whistle, and that's going to go on Day Thomas again and bring up a 1-and-1 opportunity for the UCF Knights. And if this gets down to a free throw contest, Miles, it is decidedly advantage UCF. This Cincinnati Bearcats team is one of the worst free throw shooting teams percentage-wise in the nation. Here's Riley Kugel, the Orlando native, with the front end. And it's off the back iron.
UCF foul, 0, Jeremy Fumena, his second.
And that foul is going to go on Jeremy Fumena, his second foul.
Cincinnati ball.
And now it'll be Cincinnati basketball. A bucket puts them back on top. Left alone, Sincere Harris can't find the bottom of the bucket from 3. UCF's defense daring him to shoot from distance. Here's James. Out to Baba. And that's one thing that Baba Miller needs to improve on is his outside stroke.
Yeah, and it's just something he's got to work on more consistently. Not that he's not in the gym, but just find that consistency in his jump shot. Johnson
driving it on Miller and drawing the foul. That's number 4 on Baba Miller.
Cincinnati foul, 18, Baba Miller.
So foul trouble starting to become a storyline in the final 5-16.
Now, one thing that hasn't happened here in the second half that Cincinnati and Coach Wes Miller did in the first, they played a little bit more small ball. Remember, during that stretch in the first half, they went with all the shooters, and they had Chom in there just running ball screens and dribble drive offense, and it was super effective on the offensive side of the ball for the Bearcats. But they played more of the 2 big lineup, especially because Miller has had a good stretch here in the second half. They've kept him on the floor a lot more.
Chom back on the floor for the Bearcats. 18 points, a career high for the former UCF Knight. Chris Johnson, the junior from Houston, knocks them both down. He's in double digits with 10. The 4th UCF Knight with 10 or more points tonight. Harris. Here's Chom. Gets his own miss, but it didn't touch rim, so the shot clock is winding down. And Sincere Harris, aggressive to the hole, will go to the line and shoot 2.
UCF foul, 1, Themis Folks, his second. 17 foul. Cincinnati is in the single bonus.
Well, Sincere Harris, one thing I love about him, okay, he shot a couple open threes, hasn't made them, but he knows who he is as a player. He's an excellent defender, one of the best in the Big 12, but he catches that ball, he puts his head down, he drives hard to the basket, not afraid of contact.
And he misses the first one. Fear the Frond. The student section here at UCF behind that basket every home game. They take a lot of pride in the opponents missing their free throws on this side of the floor. And Harris, the Ohio native, goes 1 for 2.
Zone defense by the Bearcats.
They go inside out. Here's Kugel. Folks.
Kugel should have shot that ball.
Instead, he gives it up. And it's off the hands and out of bounds on the big man, Jeremy Funana.
Kugel's such a good player, but you wonder if his confidence is wavering from behind the arc, because he passed up 2 open threes. That's an open shot for Riley Kugel. And then he drives into traffic. Good job by the Bearcat defense collapsing and then causing the turnover.
Cincinnati has scrapped and clawed, and they're down by 2.
Be aggressive, Baba.
Day Thomas misses an open look from 3. There's Stillwell and Folks, a couple of former Panthers last year in the Horizon League. 11 assists for Themis Folks to his teammate, Jamichael Stillwell, who's got a dozen.
And you see the connection. The Bearcats try to ice that pick and roll. Folks just drives it and draws 2 defenders.
High arcing jumper for Jizzle James with 14. About 15 family members in town to watch Jizzle James back in action in Orlando.
And this is super encouraging for the Bearcats, not only for tonight, but going forward for the rest of Big 12 plays. Jizzle James can give them this type of production.
And one opportunity for Mr. Stand on Business, Jamichael Stillwell. Finish 11th in the nation in double-doubles with 16. Now he's doing it in one of the best leagues in all of basketball and still producing at a high level. And he completes the 3-point play. 15 for Stillwell tonight. UCF, a perfect 12-0 when they lead with 5 minutes to go in a game. Nice feed, Thomas to Cham. A new career high for Mustafa Cham.
Really good execution by the Bearcats, the patience. They didn't try to force it or rush it. They let the offense come to them. Thomas turns the corner and draws 2. Great drop off.
The bigs for Cincinnati have really produced tonight, but they're still down 3 to the 25th ranked Knights. Here's Fumena. Again.
Super underrated game by Fumena. Bowl has been out since early. He has 12 points now, 8 rebounds. Fumena, great impact for the Knights.
Two minutes to go in regulation, and Mustafa Cham's career night continues.
Good answer by Cham. Patience right there in the post. Love the turnaround over the left shoulder.
Feeding off all this energy in the building tonight as he returns to UCF.
Well, the great drive and dish. Nobody rotates on the backside for the Knights. Cham gets the easy bucket, and then he sets it up to the middle, comes back to that left shoulder. Beautiful jump hook. Hard to contest that when he's 7 feet 2 inches tall.
Working day in, day out with his coach, Mamadou Njai, who was with him at UCF 1 year ago. Kugel in the left corner, 2 in white. Dribble handoff to Johnson. 8 on the shot clock. Stillwell working on Miller. Throws it up, and a foul on the Knights.
And I don't know if you're UCF, okay? Your 2 best players didn't touch the ball the whole possession. Folks or Kugel did not get the ball. That's advantage Bearcats.
And guess who steps to the line in a crucial free throw situation? It's a 1-and-1 for the big man. And he nails it. Mustafa Cham, just a 56% free throw shooter. And that was his second straight free throw made tonight. Got them both. 24 for Mustafa Cham. And we have a 1-point ball game with 1:25 to go in regulation.
Now watch, they're going to pin down for Riley Kugel here. And he's going to come up into this ball screen with Folks.
Sincere Harris.
Here comes Stillwell.
One of the best defenders in the Big 12. And a kick ball.
Kick ball will reset the shot clock to 20.
So the shot clock will reset to 20. What a one-on-one chess match here with Folks and Harris.
Okay, remember last possession, Folks and Kugel, neither one of their best players touched the basketball. Have to get it back in their hands.
Counting down to 1 minute in regulation. Here's Folks with the ball.
1 minute.
One in white.
1 minute.
Now Stillwell from 3. Short. Harris the rebound. Cincinnati could take the lead with a basket.
Take your time, don't rush.
Timeout, Cincinnati.
And Cincinnati calls one of their 2.
The Knights defense here. Out of ATOs consistently tonight, Johnny Dawkins has gone zone defense. And it looks like he's done that once again. He goes zone. And now they play man-to-man.
Miller muscles it up and in. Cincinnati on top by 1. Shot clock is off.
They got the mismatch that they wanted, and Miller took advantage.
And timeout called by Johnny Dawkins now. The chess match continues.
So because UCF went zone to man, there wasn't the natural matchup that Baba Miller's been facing all night. He faces the smaller guard in Kugel, takes advantage of it, uses his size and his length to shoot over the top. Stillwell had been the matchup for Baba Miller all night long. Remember, Baba Miller tried to back down Stillwell multiple times tonight, and it was not effective. But he has the size, okay, and the strength advantage over Kugel, and a great job of takes. And then 2, he's the best passer on the floor. And I would go early. I don't wait till the clock winds down.
Now Stillwell hands it off to Kugel. Out to Folks. 13 to go. Folks gets it to go. He can dish it with the best of them, but Themis Folks could also put the ball in the basket.
He's so calm. He got the ball denied to him. Okay, he couldn't get the ball at the top of the floor, but he stayed with the play. He didn't panic. He didn't give up on it. Kugel does a great job of not forcing there. Then the beautiful jab step, and then the little floater or touch shot over the length of Baba Miller. Kugel tries to turn the corner. Baba Miller does his job. Folks does what he does best, is touching the paint, getting downhill, and then making the beautiful shot. Yes, this is what I'm talking about. A lot of guys, you can get frustrated if you don't get the ball. That was really good defense by Sincere Harris. Then Harris maybe overhelps right there and allows Folks to get the ball back. Kugel was contained. Harris doesn't need to go over and score. You want to go quick, because if you miss, you want a chance for an offensive rebound and then to be able to foul.
Bearcats 0-5 in games decided by 9 points or fewer. Here's Jizzle James, the Orlando native.
Attack now.
5 on the clock. James surrounded. Here's Celestine for the win. In and out. And UCF holds on.